Tonight I was on a hangout on Lance Moss's channel, and we was in there talking about different stuff, and there was a question asked on there from a Joe from Florida. Now, I'm not sure what Joe's last name is. I've seen him on the hangouts before, but and I tried to find out who he was and I couldn't find it out. But it's Joe from Florida, and these guys that were on the hangout, you probably know who he is. But anyways, he asked a question on how would you go about lightening a guitar body that weighed too much or was a little bit heavy. So I pulled out this guitar and was going to try to give him an answer, but then when I pulled out this, people started asking me questions about this, and I kind of lost the track of the answer, and then we got talking on something else, and it wasn't until later that I realized that, hey, I didn't even give him really an answer on how to do it. So I'm going to make this video on how I would go about lightening a guitar body that was too heavy. So this guitar here is a through neck maple and walnut 5-piece neck with a northern hard ash body. So, and this thing weighed like 10.5, 11 pounds whenever it was all said and done. And basically, to lighten this one, and one of the options you could do if you want to do it, is drill holes like this. Now Gibson does this on their Les Pauls, and they drill like 9 or so down in this area of the guitar. Maybe up in here. I don't think up in here is a toggle switch up here. I think this is down in here, like 9 holes. Naturally, they put a cap over it so you can't see them. And that's how they go about lightening their Les Paul bodies. So this is kind of like the same concept. So I just took basically a hole saw bit, drill, different sizes, and drilled, 8 holes in there. So this is one way that you can go about doing it if you don't mind the fact that you got holes that's going to go the whole way through your guitar body. Now, I don't mind that. That's pretty cool. It ends up, this guitar now weighs like 8.5 pounds, something like that. So it's still on the heavy side, but it's not, 12 pounds like it was before. Okay, so this would be one way you could do it. Another way you could do it, well, you'd have to find out first. I'd have to find out first what kind of guitar it was. Naturally, if it's going to be something that's going to be worth a lot of money, you don't want to go cutting it out. If you got a Les Paul or a 52 Telecaster, naturally you don't want to go cutting them ones up. They're going to be worth a lot of money. And you got to figure, do you want to cut a guitar up anyways? Because it's going to be a lot of work to do this. But the first thing I'd find out is it a set neck? If it's a set neck guitar, this is about the only option you're going to have without either taking off the fretboard or, it's going to be a lot of work to do a set neck guitar or a through neck guitar. If it's a bolt-on neck guitar, okay, we can take the neck out and work with it. This is the Tele style guitar that I built, and a bolt-on neck guitar. So, if this guitar was brought into my shop and someone said, hey, I need you to lighten this guitar, it weighs too much. Say it weighs 12 pounds, and I want to, and the customer wants to get it down to like 8 pounds, 7 pounds. He drops this guitar off. He says, "Here you go, lighten this guitar." This is how I would do it. It's going to be a lot of work, and you got to have the right tools to do it. But this is how I'd do it. Okay, take the neck off, pull the pickups, pull the bridge out, pick guard off, the control cavities off, and the jack. Basically, strip it down to a bare body. Okay. At that point, you're going to have to assume that you're going to be painting this a solid color when you're done, because if you're not going to paint it a solid color, you're going to have some glue marks that's going to be hard to hide. So if you're going to do this, you got to figure you're going to paint it a solid color. So we got it stripped down to nothing. You're going to take this guitar body, put it in a planer or a drum sander. But I don't know how good a drum sander would work. I would do a planer. Take this guitar body and plane 1/4 of an inch off the top of the body. Plane this down 1/4 of an inch. At that point, you're still going to have your pickup holes routed in. You're still going to have this hole routed in, and you're still going to have your neck pocket routed in. So now you're down 1/4 of an inch. Now you can come back through with the router and kind of chamber all down through here. Take away wood. Don't cut the whole way through. Cut down to where you got 1/4 of an inch left on the bottom. Cut down to where there's 1/4 of an inch on the bottom, and basically chamber in that area. Once you get that down, you're going to take 1/4 inch cap of maple or whatever kind of wood you want to use. I would use maple. You're going to have your center line that runs the whole length of the guitar. You're going to go ahead and line up your first piece on the outside over here. You can go ahead and mark where this first pickup hole is going to be. Mark where the second pickup hole is going to be. And then go ahead and glue that side on. Bring your other piece in, same way. Mark where your cavity cutout is. And glue your other piece on. Or if you want to do it as one piece, get on there and mark where everything is first, then glue it on. You got places marked. You'll have your neck pocket, your 2 pickups, and your cavity here. Should be all marked out. Once it's glued on, you just come back through, put a drill bit, drill here, drill here, drill here, drop a router in, route them out, route the neck pocket out, and then basically at that point it's ready to be sanded down and painted. Come back through and you're going to have to recarve this arm pocket back in. That's the point where I say you got to paint it a solid color, because you're going to have where your piece of 1/4 inch cap was glued on and where the old body was, you're going to have that joint showing. So that's going to be hard to hide without painting it a solid color. Plus you're going to have a 1/4 inch glue line that's going to run the whole length of the guitar. You can hide that with a piece of binding by routing a binding channel in there. But you're still going to have this top. That's why I said paint it a solid color. If you brought a guitar in that weighed 10 plus pounds, 10, 11 pounds, and you would chamber this whole side out, you could probably get it down to close to 7 pounds by doing that. Put a 1/4 inch cap back on, route all your holes, paint it, clear it, buff it out to a gloss or whatever kind of finish you want to do. Reassemble it, everything goes back in, and you've effectively took a guitar that weighed 10 plus pounds and got it down to around 7 pounds. There's a couple things I wouldn't do. If it is a set neck guitar, a through neck guitar, I wouldn't do it. If it is a carved top guitar like a Les Paul, don't touch it. Basically just a bolt-on style guitar that's a flat top. You can deal with this thing though. You can deal with that. Other than that, it can be done. It's a lot of work. You gotta have the right tools and a lot of patience, because you're gonna spend a couple days, a couple 8-hour days probably doing that, depending on what kind of tools you got and how much knowledge and stuff you got in doing this kind of stuff. If you've never done it before, I wouldn't recommend it. I don't even know if there would be very many guitar builders that would actually tackle that, trying to do something like that. But it definitely can be done. So that's kind of my view on how you could do it. Yeah, thanks for watching. And I'll see you in another video.